Hello, Sagars. 16 years together. Happy anniversary. 2008, 16 July. I proposed to you. Of
Yes.
course, it wasn't a very filmy one. But I was thinking that, 16 years ago, like commitment. Today, many people were wishing us happy anniversary. And it felt like later they said, like, oh, it's not a marriage anniversary. So I wanted to ask you about this thing because for me, my perception used to be like you propose, if it is a yes, it's like forever, it's like for life, the commitment. So, marriage anniversary actually is like the on second number, you can say, in the priority list, but this is our important day.
Yeah, it's I think one of the most important days, especially it changed my and your life forever. I think I was just 18 years old at that point. And
Guilty for that.
well, not guilty. I think in general you were 21, I was 18, and I didn't know actually anything about a relationship. It was my first relationship, and here I am still with you. So the relationship is going strong still. But I think at that point, when you proposed to me, I did not understand what exactly commitment meant or what exactly are the roles of a boyfriend. What exactly should a boyfriend be doing? I later realized that actually a boyfriend should regularly call the girlfriend. And
If they are in a long distance relationship.
yeah, and this created a lot of problems between us because back then calling was very expensive.
Yeah.
And who would call? And I think you found out some plans so that we could call each other at least a limited cost.
Yeah, Tata. That time
Tata
they had
Docomo.
launched a new one.
In
and
fact, I think I was the one of the latest.
I think you were the last one to keep that
Yes,
Docomo number.
till
just
2022, I think I had Tata Docomo. And yeah, I think overall I didn't understand what relationship meant, and it created a lot of issues for me personally because there was, when there is a mismatch between two people, like for you, it was clear what a boyfriend or a girlfriend meant. So you knew that exactly, and I should have also known it. But for me, it was like the profession comes first, or at that point, I was a chess player and a student. So that was very important. And this was just something like fun, like that for me. So I guess you were at a different commitment level. I was more like, okay, great. I like Amruta and now she's my girlfriend. Cool thing, for an 18-year-old boy.
I know, but one of the question is, so I think whatever you said, a few things come up. One is that why in our society, maybe, is it like that profession, and when you have a girlfriend, it's like ki yaar khatam ho gaya sab. This thought, this separate thought. So this is one thing which I would like to ask. And another one is I also sometimes wonder, because you were 18, and at 18, girlfriend, boyfriend, or being in love, or you kind of see some relationships. So for you, it was a first relationship, as well as it was something where maybe you were the first one in your group to get into a relationship. So sometimes we learn from other people's relationships, right?
I think
that way.
I think I was not the first one, because when I was in school, I saw my friends being in a relationship, but it was always made fun of. It was never thought that this could add something positive in the life of people. Also, because the approach to relationships was very...
When you were young, especially when you were
when I
young.
was maybe 14, 15, 16. And you have these flings in the school where two people come together and then everyone makes fun of them. Everyone's talking about them. And I think that really played a role for me. And that made me feel like maybe this really impacts. Like I think someone got into a relationship and they were very good at studies
earlier.
And then they started dropping a bit, and then I started. So all these
Rating
little
kam
things.
ho jayega relationship mein.
Yes, all these little things played a role. And also I think your environment plays a big role. For example, how has been your family's experience? Were there love marriages in your family, or were there arranged marriages? And I think this plays a big role as well. I think you come from a family where your parents had a love marriage, while I come from a family that had arranged marriage. So that was also a difference of maybe thought process, culture, and so on.
That's true. So, but we can talk about that. But in general, so commitment for me, it meant like forever commitment, and that's why even today, this day, marriage certificate, I feel doesn't change much. It's just a paper in the sense, and you start living together. Yeah, sure, but the level of commitment, if a paper has to change, I don't connect with it. You know,
yeah, you used to say all this even before, I think, when we got married, and I used to just put it on the side saying that maybe she's just talking some nonsense things,
bullshit.
But now I get your point, and I think the paper is just meant for the society as such, while for us maybe it's more important that the feeling of love remains between the two couple, and I think that's the most important thing.
It's a question like, can you really, just because there is a paper, you sign on it, can you start loving somebody more, which means that were you not loving them enough?
Yes, no, I think the argument which people do give for marriage is that it helps in the present sort of setup that we have. Like, for example, if things don't work out, or if there are certain things that... So there is...
All that I agree.
In the court of law, the marriage
legal
certificate...
perspectives, I understand. But what I mean to say is, if we talk only about a moral value or a moral perspective, or even just love in its true sense, then we agree between each other that a paper cannot change that feeling for each other.
No, other definitely things, not. But I think for people it does, because there's a lot of...
It doesn't matter. They can think what they want.
You know, for me, it did change after marriage. But now it feels no longer connected to that way. But I think when I got married in 2014, immediately after marriage, if you remember, things became much easier for us. We could stay together, we could travel together, we could go to tournaments together.
We were like the best roommates ever.
Yeah, we could actually play some amazing circuits in Europe, where we played, like, first 2014, the moment we got married, I think we got married in Feb. In June, we went to Spain and we played 4 back-to-back events. And then a 5th one in Germany. Then we went to Chesbay's office. It was some 62...
let's not go so far.
Yeah, 62 days together. And I think that was a very nice thing because of marriage we could do. Which I think in hindsight,
at the end
we
of
could
it,
have
for
done
society,
it. We could have done it even without marrying each other. But I don't think I was confident enough.
That is fine. We marry, and marriage is beautiful, but what I mean to say is, marriage cannot be the factor where the commitment level changes. It's more like commitment level is the same, and there is a marriage, that adds to some new things to it.
Yeah,
that way.
Yeah, I think commitment, first we have to understand what does it mean. What does commitment mean for you?
Yes, commitment is not like a principle, not like a force, not like anything which just needs to be there in a way where you feel guilty about something wrong if you do wrong. It's more which comes from within. It means that you feel that love from within, where you feel like... So for the thought in my mind was, I definitely love the right person there, a right guy out there. You were a perfect man for me. And I knew that whether things work out between us or they don't, it's possible, it could go in any direction. But I've not loved a wrong person. Sometimes there are wrong people in your life. That the whole intention of the relationship doesn't fall in the place. But when you know that you both want to try your best to make it work, you both want to give it your best, that's a little different. That is the commitment. Then nothing, like if it's not like shadi ho gaya to things become different, or it's not like you want to keep on, hold on to something, hold yourself back, shadi nahi hua hai ab tak, you kind of have that fear, you kind of separate that. It's like day one, the commitment, and today, after 16 years, the commitment. You don't feel anything separate as on a level of commitment.
Yeah,
I don't think I can verbalize it in words because I am incapable, and that's my one of the biggest problem to verbalize in words.
Maybe what you are saying is commitment means you have the feeling which is special for one person and not for others. So perhaps that special feeling remains for years for one person.
Now I would say that for lives and for whatever existence it is, wherever science goes, it is just a feeling for you. Like, that's all I know. Like it brings bliss. It brings that's the thrill of it. I will never be able to explain 100% what exactly it means, but that is, you just feel it, and it just directs you in that way.
Yeah, I also feel like maybe it's also a lot to do with the culture that we are in, and I think why would you say that there's only one person that you should feel this for and not for many is also a question that needs to be thought of. While it's very common, yes, like everyone thinks this way, that there should be one person, special person.
Thinking is there, acting is not there. If you see in general, there is a lot of this is another topic. I would not like to get into it right now, maybe at some point, because I think today is a great day. It's a positive conversation.
Yes, but I mean about commitment, if you talk about commitment, then maybe if you are talking about that feeling that starts on day one for some couple and that remains sort of till the very end.
Correct.
That zing in the relationship, or that newness, that freshness. And
you never regret the feeling of why I'm in love with this person.
True. I think I personally have reached this point where I have I'm at complete peace with this relationship, with you being in my life. But I'm sure that when I started the relationship, there were moments, and unlike you, I had certain doubts at various points, and I used to think like, is this the relationship that I want to be in, or is this where I want to be? Not because I found any other girl or something, but it was just because there was a lot of pressure from all around.
Also, career, I think, was very important factor. You were doing CA, you loved chess, you came from a background, and I think in general over a period of 16 years, we both have learned one thing, that at different phases, one of us was there strongly, wanting it to work, because of which we are over here, because of which we survived. At some point it was you, at some point it was me, and when it began, I think
majorly you more than me, at least in the before marriage. And I think what I feel exactly for a relationship is that it does not have to be very perfect or anything. It just has to be two people who kind of care for each other, and they are living together and they are ready to evolve for each other. I think that's the most important point that I would say in a relationship. Because you fall in love for certain reasons with someone, and then you evolve as a person as life goes on, as things happen to you, as experience come about. And then the problem is that many times both people don't evolve together. Someone is stuck in the past, someone is stuck in certain things, and I think that really does a disservice to the relationship. I think if both people keep evolving and are open to sort of changing themselves, then relationships will flourish, no?
Oh, yes. I mean, you would really, if you believe in love, then I don't think you would ever land up in a situation where it's not working out because two people want to make it work out. Or majorly one person is rigid, or, basically at that moment, you don't want to change something which, if at all, it's creating a problem in the relationship, and you're not ready to understand, to think beyond logic and have an aim of being together because there is beauty in being together. Not because what the society will think if we are not together. That can never be the reason. And I think it's been a beautiful journey with you.
Yes.
Because I think I in general have been very extremist. Like, I have been extremely rigid in many things, and I have been extremely flexible in very few things, I would say. So for me, it was very important to evolve through my rigidity, and you have been extremely flexible person. And if I imagine myself being with another rigid person, I don't think in my life I would have been able to evolve this much, because
Yeah.
it really is very important to have such a kind of person in life. And I want to thank you for being in my life 16 years. And it just I think our journey has began before Big Bang.
No, I have the same feeling for you as well. I feel like this relationship has helped me evolve as a person, has made me see things within me which I would have otherwise not seen. I'm sure life would have gone in some other direction, but this direction with you has been wonderful. And so a big thank you to you. And I think this is a good start to our podcast.
Absolutely. One of the most important thing for me was that after I get married, my husband can never tell me not to play chess or not to go to a tournament. Like, I just knew that this is something I won't be able to tolerate.
Right.
So thank you.
And
for
and you
always
stopped
telling me.
playing chess on your own.
I swear, you never imagine where life will take you. Until 80, I was going to play chess like God.
Yeah, you were in love
But,
with chess. Actually, this is something maybe we can discuss in the next episodes, where what happened. Like, for you, chess was everything. You enjoyed playing chess, and then now you feel like not playing tournaments. You are still connected to chess. You commentate. You work at Chess Base India. You do stuff related to chess. But when it comes to playing on the board, you're like, no, I.
When we have started this podcast, one question I'm gonna leave, because at the end of it, if at all anybody sees it, to get their perspective, because many times it can be a deep topic, like one topic, and we go deep into it, or sometimes we hop. And generally we have so much that I am a person who can just hop from one subject to another subject, but I can also talk about one subject very deeply. So how should it be? I'm not sure.
People can let us know in the
Yes.
comments what this
We'll
should be.
learn, and
We
then
should
we'll
also have a title to our podcast. Something which is interesting. Maybe, yeah, it will evolve. For now, I think it's good enough. We should stop it. We have this, by the way, beautiful mics.
Yeah, this was
That
all
is-
for the mic testing.
So see you.
But we kept talking. Bye bye.